paying your best attention because we're going to be calling on students, you all, to come on up here and demonstrate collaboration for us. Okay? Now we're going to coach you, we're going to help you a little bit, but that means you got to be great listeners and be ready to go. Okay? So our learning target for today is we want you to know what Whittier's expectations for collaboration are. Now those are some big words, expectation, collaboration. Really, really big words, but I don't think they're too big for you second and third graders because when I look at all the grade levels in our school and I see our second and third graders come in this building, you all, you're the role models for everybody. I actually wish I could have our fourth and fifth graders watch you all come into this building and see how you're acting right now. You are doing an awesome, awesome job, and you continue to impress me every day. So, just a little review before we kind of get into our expectations for collaboration. Can somebody remind me, what does collaboration mean? We talked a little bit about this before. What does it mean, Blaney? Jane, Blaney, yeah.
It means to like work together as a team.
Yeah, it means working together with others, right? And the reason why that's great job, the reason why that's important, there's a few reasons. One, a lot of things that we do are dependent upon our work with others. Anytime we work together, we achieve more, right? And remember we talked about, now, all of you probably have dreams of what you want to be someday. How many of you have thought about what you want to be someday? Oh, wow, lots of you. Would somebody like to share what they want to be someday with me? Elliot, what do you want to be? Elliot wants to be a teacher. All right, thank you for sharing, Elliot. And Elliot, when you become a teacher, you're going to be a great teacher someday. When you become a teacher, you know what? Do you think you're going to have to collaborate and work with other teachers? Do you think you're going to have to work with your principal, right? You have to work with others in that job, right? Great. Who else wants to share with me what they want to be when they get older? Lauren.
Like a soccer player.
Okay, Lauren, you want to be like a pro soccer player, right? So let me ask you this. Do you, when you play soccer, do you just play it like by yourself, one-on-one, like against nobody and with nobody? Do you play with a team? Do you have to work together with others? Yeah, you have to collaborate with others, right? Great. So you got to be a great collaborator, great team player. Thank you. Good. Shane. You want to be a race car driver? Right. Now let me ask you this, okay? A race car driver, while they drive that car on their own, is there a team working with that race car driver to help change their tires, to give them information, to guide them? Yeah, right? You got to work together with others. You got to communicate, all those different things. I love this. Francie, what do you want to be? You want to be an art teacher, same type of thing. We've got to collaborate with others, okay? All right, hands down. I love it that you're sharing. The point was, no matter what you choose to do, for the most part, for you to be successful, when you leave Whittier, when you leave high school, when you leave college, you've got to be a great collaborator, right? So, there's a few things that we want to be able to go over with you that are important for you to be a good collaborator. There's 4 areas. Remember I said we're going to be bringing you up here and having you help us and help all your peers see what great collaboration means. There's 4 areas. We want you to be a great whole body listener. We want you to use an inside voice. We want you to participate in the process. And then lastly, we have to respect each other. And those are 4 pretty big areas for second and third graders to focus on. But the thing is, if you learn how to be a great collaborator now, all those jobs that you talked about that you want to do, all those things you want to do when you get older, it's going to be so much easier. So again, we want you to be a whole body listener. We want you to use an inside voice. We want you to participate in the process. And we want you to respect each other. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that looks like.
All right, friends, who remembers, give me 5. We've done it for a very long time. Before we call on some people to help us with whole body listening, I want you to just repeat back those 5 parts of whole body listening. So I want you to say eyes, ears, brain, mouth, whole body. Perfect. Now what talking to each other and agreeing on stuff, that's your brain using whole body listening. Claire, did you have another idea? Say one. Troy?
I wasn't moving my body.
You weren't moving your body. It's okay to move in your seat from here to there, but their body wasn't distracting anybody else, and their mouths were quiet while the other person was talking. Very good. Okay, so our next expectation is using an inside voice. Now, that is really important because have you guys ever been working in a group and if you start to get a little bit loud, then the group next to you starts to get a little bit loud, and then the next one gets loud, and then before we know it, what happens? Who can raise their hand and share with me? Who can raise their hand and share with me? Billy, what happens? The whole classroom gets so loud, and you can't even talk or hear to the person who's sitting right next to you. It makes it really challenging, doesn't it? So this is a really important expectation. Let's think about what that might look like and sound like. So we are going to use our assertive voice. Does that mean too rough, too soft, or just right? Just right. So it means we're standing up straight and tall. We're using a very calm, firm voice, but with respectful words, and we're looking at the person that we're talking to, saying what we want, what we need, or what we think or feel. We also have to adjust our volume to the setting. Do you think I'm adjusting my volume to the setting, the area that we're in now? Yeah, I'm talking much louder because it's a bigger group of people, but if I was just collaborating with Ms. Lopez, would I use a different kind of voice? Yeah, I wouldn't want to shout at her. That would make it very difficult for us to collaborate and work together well. And the last one is to be self-aware. Does anyone know what self-aware might mean? Clara? To do what? Be careful of other people. It really means to check into yourself. So it means that you are paying attention to how you're feeling and what you're thinking to make sure that you are showing expected behavior and making others around you feel good and comfortable. So sometimes when we're working in a group, are we always going to agree? No, that doesn't happen all the time. So sometimes we might disagree or we might not get our idea heard in the right way. And so we might feel a little bummed out or disappointed. But we have to make sure that our feelings aren't affecting the group. So if I'm feeling really frustrated because I have a really great idea for a collaboration poster, but the rest of my group had a different idea, I'm not going to sit there and pout or yell at them or be mad at them and not play with them at recess. I need to make sure that my feelings are still helping the group be very productive and get our job done. So if I am having a big strong feeling, what do you think I might need to do? Yes. Yeah, I might have to talk about my feelings and share my feelings with the group. Or what else could I do on my own? Abby? Yeah, I could calm myself down. Okay, let's grab a couple of other volunteers. How about Leo? Salerno. How about Emery? And how about Alyssa? Okay, give me 5 minutes. Okay, while they are setting up that role play, let's think about what would be expected for using an inside voice if they're going to be doing another collaboration project. Abby. Yep. Yep, share your, if I heard you right, I think you said share your ideas using an inside voice, right? To make sure that we're keeping the whole classroom noise level to a minimum so everyone can do their best thinking. Okay, what else would be expected? Jackson. Can you talk a little bit louder, Jackson? What do we need to do with that to be sure? Kayla, right? Kayla.
Like not shouting out because they're mad and
Yeah, so if we start to get frustrated, we have to be self-aware and make sure that we're calming ourselves down. Who can tell me a couple of ways to calm ourselves down if we start to get frustrated? Maggie. Take some deep breaths. I love that one. Simon. Take a break. Yep. Simon. Count to 5. I love that one too. Liam.
calm down.
How, Liam?
What?
We talked about deep breath already. Yep. Good ideas. Okay. Let's turn our attention over to our fabulous role players.
And our fabulous role players are going to be working on a collaboration poster again, which you're going to see them use an inside voice. One thing that I want you to watch, though, is their voices may be just a little
whispering off to the side.
Or it might be my stomach growling because I didn't eat breakfast. Or I can't wait for lunch. Those are all distractions that we have to try to ignore so